We love talking to this guy. It is in the midst of spring training. Leroy, the Miami Marlins get ready for a very exciting season, fresh off a playoff berth. Now they can hopefully get back to normal, have themselves a full season. We love talking to Marlins third baseman Brian Anderson. Thanks for the time, man. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me. I love doing this stuff.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. So we were actually just talking about like what goes in the midst of a spring training day once the games get going. Like how early do you get to the park? And then, like, when you're in that early midst of maybe getting a couple at bats, like, then you go work out afterwards. Like, what do you do to get ready for a season on a typical day?
Yeah, I mean, I think our schedules kind of change day to day. Yesterday was a nice, easy day for me. I got to come in, get my body loose, get my mind right for, a full day of activity. But I get loose, hit in the cage, go out, take some ground balls, take some BP. And then yesterday I got to take a couple live at bats and head home. So today will be the same, except we got a nice game today. And I'm excited to get back out there again and see what happens.
That's crazy, man. That I would guess, because I played football, but I would guess that it comes in doing it day after day after day for 5 months. That's what wears on you. Whereas I can't imagine ever coming early before a game and getting a workout in. You have to do that because you play so many games. You kind of have to do that during the season, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. I think, baseball is one of those sports that's more of the wear and tear of doing it every day. And, it's obviously several hours every day. So it's just a process of trying to keep your mind and your body fresh every day and not let those days get too monotonous. It's a lot of games and it's a lot of days of baseball. At the same time, you just got to take a day at a time and just try to enjoy it the best you can,
Did you, because you had a crazy stressful year last year, obviously, with the COVID and everything you guys went through, then on top of it, rallying all the way to make the postseason. Did you do anything to kind of blow off some steam in the offseason? Like, did you get to do anything fun with anything? Like, did you go anywhere? Did you get to do anything that just helped you decompress from a crazy year?
Yeah, I mean, my wife and I are actually big homebodies. So getting to go back home, being in Arkansas, be with our pets and just kind of get away from everything. That's kind of what we like to do. I'm a big video gamer, so I played lots of video games in the off season. We really wanted to travel, but with the coronavirus and a lot of the restrictions to travel, we just didn't want to put ourselves in any sort of danger or risk maybe me or her getting sick and it affecting baseball. So we pretty much just stayed at home, but that's kind of what we like doing. We like being on the couch for a while, watching some good shows, especially when the weather's not nice out. So that's pretty much all we did. Just try to get away from, the stress of all that and try to just live our life and enjoy ourselves for a little bit before we come back to baseball.
I'm not mad at you. Would you believe, and this is no lie, he'll attest to it, the first public event, and this is restaurants, movies, anything, that I went to since the pandemic was Saturday.
Really?
I went to the yes.
Yeah, we went to the Canelo fight.
It's hard.
We went to the Canelo fight. It's not, look, the thing that's terrifying is not for me. But I don't want to be the guy being careless and spread it to other people.
Exactly.
Or the people closest to me. Right. And so from that standpoint, I figure, I could do everything I need to do at my house. Yep. The only thing I probably left the house for is the golf, and that's out in the open.
Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't eaten at a restaurant. The first public venue that I've been to in a year was we went to see Canelo this past weekend.
And we got and we got random tested beforehand. So he was
and we got random tested.
He was still,
dude, they went double barrel.
Going. Yeah.
Oh, they'll get you.
They went double barrel. I'm like, whoa, I thought we were doing the little swabby thing now. Yeah. Nope.
It's something, man. For you guys last year, having that taste of the playoffs, which nobody believed in you guys. I know we talked to Miggy about this last week, and he wanted to kind of put the bottom feeders thing behind you because you guys now have the expectation in yourselves to go win. So how do you look at that, Brian? Because you do have a lot of prognosticators. They're not buying into you. They're still picking you guys to finish 4th or 5th in the NL East. Are you using that as any kind of fuel? Do you not give a rat's ass about it? Like, where do you stand with what people think of you guys and what your expectations are just going into this year after making the postseason?
I think there's always, I think a lot of people do like to use that stuff as fuel to, get them going or whatever. But at the end of the day, people are going to believe whatever they want. And, our job isn't to care about what people think. Our job is to go out there and win baseball games. And we were fortunate enough to do that last year, even though people didn't believe that we could do it. So, I guess the plan is to do the same thing again this year. We're just going to put together a good group of guys, and we're going to go out there and we're going to compete with with whoever we got on the mound. And obviously that's going to be a pretty good arm, as it's seen right now that we're developing these great arms. So, for us, it's just going to be go out there and prove them wrong again, and we don't really pay attention to what those people say. We see the product that we have out here that are working right now. We see the guys day in and day out, Aggie, Dickerson, Miggy, these guys are always working. Marte, all these guys are getting better day in and day out. And, eventually we'll get the respect for it. But right now it's just a matter of proving those guys wrong and just going out there and having fun and playing together as a group. And if we play together like we did last year, I think we can do something special. But like I said, we're trying to take this one day at a time. Ultimately we have that goal. We want to get back to the postseason. We want to do some damage in the postseason too. But right now it's today. How can we get better today? And how can we keep pushing forward as a group?
Well, that had to be so much fun last year, huh? Just to get to the postseason and like now that is the next step. I want to be here for longer than a couple of weeks. I want to be here for a month. But let me ask you this. We've been accustomed to seeing the Marlins turn over a roster year after year after year. And the last couple of years, it has to feel pretty good that, you come into training camp and it's the same guys.
Yeah.
It's the same guys, so that you're not only, hey, you can have that conversation with Miggy. Hey, remember last year when we were in this spot and what we did? And as leaders, getting the guys through it, it has to feel so good to be able to come in to training camp and have the same faces that you've seen for the last year or two.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, walking into the locker room, I think the first time, and I saw Miggy and I saw Corey Dickerson and these guys, I just looked right at them. And when our eyes met, we immediately remembered that stuff we went through last year.
Right.
The craziness of being locked in that hotel room, not being able to get fresh air even for, 8-9 days, and then going on the road and ended up being on the road for 24 days total or something like that. I mean, it's something that you don't forget. And, going through it with a great group of guys like we did, I mean, that's the only way we survived it, was pulling with each other. So we're just excited to get a chance to do it again this year and see what we can do.
Is Jesus Aguilar, is he helping you with your moves? I saw a little bit of that on Instagram.
He's great. He's awesome. He's so energetic. He's such a fun guy, and having him in the locker room every day is awesome. You never know what to expect from Aggie, and that was my dancing lesson for the day.
I saw that he told the media that he's a salad guy now. Like he came in a few pounds under. Which, listen, as a big boy myself, I can imagine how much that sucks. Like, he wants to get himself into good shape. Like, are you giving him any tips, anything to help Aggie with the healthy eating?
No, he doesn't need help with anything. Aggie's such a good pro. I mean, he goes up there, he does his stuff every single day, and it's just fun to watch. He's such a great guy and such a good guy to have in our clubhouse. No, I'm not giving him any tips. I don't eat much salad myself, so I don't really think I can help him out there.
You're just one of those naturally skinny guys, naturally small guys. Like, yeah.
I could definitely do better on my diet.
Some guys could eat healthy all the time, and it seems like they'll shed 5 ounces just from eating salad for a week. Sometimes it's just be you.
See, I'll take the extra pounds. I would like to have the extra pounds to make that ball go a little bit further. No more warning track fly balls.
Is that like is that a goal this year? Like, did you have like any numbers in mind? Like, do you want to see the power numbers surge at all? Because you've been pretty rock solid for the last few years, Brian.
I mean, I think always you want to do better and you want to improve. I think, for me, it's more of a mental approach to it. And as far as, actual numbers, I'm not really concerned with that because everything's so influenced by, there's going to be new balls and all these other new things that are going to factor into it. So I try not to really think about numbers. I need to, for me, it's more of making sure that I'm the same guy each and every day, that I'm going in and having consistent at-bats where I'm putting the ball in play and I'm hitting the ball hard. I think for me, I'd like to see my strikeout numbers go a little bit down, just be a little bit more competitive in those two-strike approaches. I think that's something I could really improve on. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think if I do my work in the cage and I'm prepared for these pitchers, I think the power will be there. I think for me, it's just a matter of being consistent day in and day out. And then obviously, defense is something I pride myself in. So I would really love just to be as consistent as possible this year and be there for my teammates. I think that's, ultimately more important than the numbers are nowadays.
When we were talking to Miguel Rojas last week, he told us that he got to work out with Miguel Cabrera, which was kind of cool for him because he always looked up to him, and now he has a relationship. Is there a baseball player that Brian Anderson either has or would love to have like an opportunity to work out with, to pick their brain, to see how they do things day to day, just that you would like to just I don't know, just get some tips off of or learn from?
Are you asking about a player that I have or that I would like?
Either one, like one that was really cool for you. They're like, wow, that really, that was cool. I got a chance to learn from them, or that you would like the opportunity to.
I would say that one when I got to the big leagues was Martin Prado. That guy basically took me under his wing and helped me out with so many things I can't even explain. Whether it was taking ground balls at third or my approach at the plate, Prado was one of those guys that. He was always there to help out. And it just seemed like no matter what I asked of him, he would always do even more. So that was cool. Just being able to see a guy that had been around for so long and had such a great successful career, being able to pick his brain whenever I wanted, because he was a third baseman too. So being able to take ground balls with that guy day in and day out, see how he works, see how consistent he is, and see how hard he works. That was pretty eye-opening for me. The other cool thing was, I think it was last year at a point I was kind of struggling offensively. And, Donnie walked in, and I'm sitting here and, he gives me a couple of pointers. I was just hitting off a tee or something very simple like that. And he's made a comment about, my eyes and what I'm looking at the ball. And I immediately just start backspinning every ball. And I'm like, well, the Donnie baseball is sitting here giving me hitting, tips. And I think that was one of the coolest things that happened was we have so many guys now, staff and player wise, to help out and give you advice, give you knowledge, like so many guys that are more knowledgeable than you. So at this point, it's just a matter of just keep learning from these guys, whether it's Donnie or J-Ro, Trey Hillman, all these guys, they have so much information. Just my job is just to keep learning and keep absorbing as much as I can. And then hopefully, take that and help out younger guys with that as well.
Well, we're looking for the season, man. You've been such a consistent force for this team. And we hope that you guys can build off of last year, because that was a hell of a ride that you guys had. I know you guys are looking forward to the opportunity to get to do it over a whole season. So thanks for always spending time with us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks,
thank you for having me. I appreciate it.